Hey guys, it's Rowan here. Today we are going to draw a open mouth fish surprise with sharp teeth and some fins. So let's get started. What you'll need is a Vivid like I've got here, or you could use a pen or a pencil to draw your fish. You could also use some felt tipped colouring in pens like I've got, or you can use colouring in pencils. First of all, what you want to do is you'll need a piece of paper for underneath your fish, because otherwise the Vivid goes through onto the table and we don't want that. So you'll need a piece of paper underneath, and what you do first is you fold the top edge right down to the bottom edge like this, like that, and you fold it like that. Make sure that the top edge meets the bottom edge of your fish. Then what you do is you get the top bit of your piece of paper and you go back up to the top edge and you fold it like that, so that you have a fold out piece of paper like that. Now what you do is you start on the top bit of your piece of paper, like so, and I'm going to get my Vivid and I'm going to start drawing the eye of my fish. Now I'm going to call this fish Fin Diesel because that's the fish that we have in LS2, and I'm going to put some big teeth on him and some big fins. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw my eye nice and big, so that when you take a photo of it and put it in the slide you can see it. And I'm going to do a pupil in the middle of my eye and colour in the outside of it black, like that. There we go. Now what I want to do is the head of my fish. So I'm going to do an upside down U shape right really close, right up to the line here. So I'm going to go up like this, start at the crease of the fold line and go all the way around and then stop at that crease line there. Now because our fish is going to fold out, what I also need to do is do a U shape on the other side of the piece of paper, so that it makes the fish's body. Now notice how I'm doing this nice and big, so that when we take a photo, the other kids and the teachers can see how awesome and massive your fish is, or your Fin Diesel like my one. Now what you want to do is you want to do your fish's tail. So I'm going to draw a line really close, right near the edge of the piece of paper, and then on the other side of the edge I'm going to draw another line like that. Okay, so it starts to look like that there. Then I'm going to draw my fish's tail. Now Fin Diesel has a really big tail, so I'm going to draw my big tail like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the mouth of Fin Diesel. And I'm going to put a line really close to the crease of the paper, like that, for his mouth. And then I'm going to put another line on the other side of the crease or the fold of the paper. I'm going to put some lips on him, like that. Here we go. Now Fin Diesel wouldn't be Fin Diesel without some fins. So I've done his back fin, but I need to do a nice big top fin for him as well. Make him look quite scary. And I'll do a bottom fin as well to help him swim in the water. So I've got my top fin, got my bottom fin. Here we go. Now I'm going to put some lines on him, or some scales. So I'm going to put my scales up here. I'm going to make my scale like this. And then I'm going, now with my scales I'm going to carry on. So I've started at the top, I've gone down to the fold of the paper, and I'm going to carry on the other side of the paper as well. See how I'm carrying on like that? Do one more up here. There we go. And I'm going to put some scales on his back fin as well. Here we go. Now I've done my fish, and you can add some other things to it if you want to. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold out the fish like that. I'll just hold it up so that you guys can see it a bit better. So there's the folded fish, and then that's what it looks like folded out. Now what I'm going to do is I've got my top part and my bottom part of the fish. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join up his mouth. So watch what I do. I'm going to start at the edge, the back edge of his mouth, and I'm going to join it up all the way and stop at the bottom of his mouth there, like that. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to join up these lines. So his scales at the top there, I'm going to join them all the way up and join them with the bottom of his scales there. So I'm going to go like this, all the way down there, all the way and join up with that bottom scale. Keep going, keep going. Okay, and then I'm going to join up his tail. Like that. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some sharp teeth on Fin Diesel so that he can catch food to eat. So I'm going to put some teeth on him. So I'm going to do a nice big sharp tooth there like that. Some nice sharp teeth on him. And I'll put some bottom teeth on him too. Notice how my teeth are nice and big. And then I'm going to join up his tail. Like that. And then what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little fish in here that's going to be his dinner. So I'm going to draw a little fish in here. That's going to be some lunch for him, and maybe some bubbles like that. And there you go. Now for your scales on your fin, you can carry them on, so like this. And I've decided that I will do my scales on my fin a different way. So I'm going to go that way for my scales, but for the fin, but the scales for the body's going to go a different way. So like that. And there you go. So now the next step is to use some colouring in felts or pencils. So I'm going to use these like I showed you before, and I'm going to colour in my fish, my fin diesel. And I might use some maybe orange for him. So I'm going to try and go and colour in the same way. So the way that I start colouring in, to make it look really good, I want to try and go the same way rather than going lots of different ways, because then it starts to look a little bit scribbly. Okay, so you just try your best. I might do every second scale on his tail orange. So I might do every single scale orange on his tail, and then for his body, I might do every second scale black, and then I might do like red, maybe black and red for his scale. So I just colour in the same way, and then once I've done all my colouring in, it will look pretty awesome. So that's him there like that. So, and then that would look like that folded out. So you can colour in your own fish, and you can choose whatever colours you like. Okay. Thanks for watching. Enjoy. Look forward to seeing all of your guys coloured in fish on the slideshow. Cool. Happy drawing.